you. Welcome back to another session of Science at Your Tips. Here in this session, we are going to learn about chemical property of the metals and also non-metals. Already we have completed in the previous session about the metals and non-metals, one of the chemical property, that is reaction with oxygen and also water. Today in this session we are going to learn about when metals and non-metals react with acids, what is going to form. Okay, so let's start that reaction of metals and non-metals with acids. Right. So here generally what happens, the metals which are more reactive compared with the hydrogen can displace hydrogen from that. So anyway hydrogen is formed, along with that salts are also formed, but it is not same for all the metals. So let us see here how these metals and also non-metals react with the acids. The first one, most of the metals like high reactive, moderate reactive metals are able to react with the acids to produce salt and also hydrogen gas. Let us see the examples. Here you know already that magnesium is a high reactive metal because it is an alkaline earth metal. This is going to react with hydrochloric acid to form magnesium chloride and hydrogen. If it reacts with sulfuric acid, magnesium sulfate and hydrogen is common anyway. The salt, it depends on the anion present in the acid. Okay, so if you are taking phosphoric acid, we may get magnesium phosphate like that. So next, aluminium. This is also one of the high reactive metal. High reactive metals means in 10th class level, 8th class level, we can remember like 5 metals: potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminium. Okay, so aluminium also reacting with hydrochloric acid to form aluminium chloride and hydrogen gas. We have here one of the moderate reactive metal. Moderate reactive metal we have, that is zinc. So in 8th and 10th class levels, we can remember 4 metals for moderate reactive. Or you can take 5 also even, because strontium also is written in some of the books, even in our DAV book also. So zinc, iron, lead, copper, that we can take for moderate reactive metals. So zinc reacts with sulfuric acid to form zinc sulfate and hydrogen gas. Iron reacts with the acid to form the salt and also hydrogen gas. Reacts with hydrochloric acid to form iron chloride and also hydrogen gas. Everywhere we are not taking sulfuric acid, just note it down. The reason I'm going to explain in our next slide. Here we have some metals we have here like copper and lead. These anyway we know that these are moderate reactive metals, but they have less reactivity compared with zinc and iron. Okay, first lead, after that copper. So these two are unable to react with the dilute hydrochloric acid. They are unable to react with dilute hydrochloric acid, but they will react with concentrated sulfuric acid to form sulfates, water and also sulfur dioxide gas. Just note down here, before metals are able to react with sulfuric acid to produce sulfates and hydrogen gas. But here we got sulfates, but we did not get any hydrogen gas, but we got water. What is the reason? Sulfuric acid is a highly oxidizing agent. So it will convert that hydrogen gas into water. So here we are going to get sulfate, means if you take copper, copper sulfate, lead you take lead sulfate, water and sulfur dioxide are common. So let us see that examples for that. Copper reacting with sulfuric acid to form copper sulfate, water and also sulfur dioxide gas. Then some metals are there, not some metals actually, many of the metals react with a nitric acid. Here also they do not produce any hydrogen gas. The reason, The same thing what we have seen in the case of sulfuric acid. Nitric acid also is a strongly oxidizing agent. Means it adds its oxygen to what it will add? To hydrogen gas, because that gas is going to be produced actually. So that gas is ready to accept the accept the oxygen. So that is why here what happens? Water is formed. So nitric acid is a strong oxidizing agent. It will oxidize the hydrogen gas, whatever is produced. So it will convert that hydrogen gas into water. Okay. So here you see one of the equation example I am giving. Copper reacting with nitric acid to produce copper nitrate, nitrogen dioxide gas, and also along with that water. Instead of hydrogen gas, water is produced. Then coming to the next, we have here some of the acids and some metals. They are not reacting in the same manner with every acid. Every acid in the sense, now I'll take some acid like nitric acid. I'll take some metal like iron. Iron will not react with nitric acid in every concentration. It depends on the concentration. Now let us take very dilute nitric acid. Let's take dilute nitric acid, concentrated nitric acid. So with these three types of acids, iron will react differently. Means two common products are there, but one more product is there that is not common. Okay. So here let us see iron is reacting with nitric acid to produce iron nitrate, water and ammonium nitrate. Just note down here, iron nitrate we have along with that water. These two are common products everywhere. But ammonium nitrate is produced whenever iron reacts with a very dilute nitric acid only. Okay. Then with dilute nitric acid, how it will react? Iron react with the dilute nitric acid to produce iron nitrate and water. As we have discussed earlier, these two are common products. But along with that, one more compound is there. What is that? Laughing gas. What is that laughing gas? Nitrous oxide, N2O. That is the oxide formed here when iron react with a dilute nitric acid. Okay. Then iron reacts with a concentrated nitric acid to get iron nitrate, water. Along with that, we have some other gas. What is that gas? Nitrogen dioxide. So iron reacts with a concentrated nitric acid to produce iron nitrate and water. Along with that, nitrogen dioxide. Here you are not learning so many things. Means all the equations are having two common products anyway. So no need to spend more time for that. Just compare and learn. It will be easy for you. Very dilute ammonium nitrate, dilute nitrous oxide, then concentrated, we are going to get nitrogen dioxide. Okay. Then here we have metals which are very less reactive metals like gold, platinum, mercury. These all metals are unable to react with the dilute acids. Okay. But when concentrated acids are taken, they can react. But that concentration should be very high. Okay. Then coming to the non-metals. Non-metals generally will not react with the acids. But few exceptional cases will be there anywhere. So here we have the non-metals like sulfur, phosphorus. Okay. These two are reacting. Not only these two, examples I am saying. These are able to react with the hot concentrated sulfuric acid or hot concentrated nitric acid. Okay. Then it will not produce any hydrogen gas. You know already what is the reason. Because they are highly oxidizing agents. So they will convert that hydrogen gas into water. So sulfur reacts with the sulfuric acid to produce sulfur dioxide and water. Here we have phosphorus reacting with sulfuric acid to produce sulfur dioxide and water. Along with that, it produces some acid, H3PO4. Can you guess the name? Yes, it is phosphoric acid. Okay. So like this, metals are able to react with the acids to produce hydrogen gas and salt generally. But again, some exceptional cases based on the concentration and all, based on what type of acid we have taken. whether it is generally we take hydrochloric acid or any other acid, or you take highly oxidizing agents like sulfuric acid, nitric acid, then what will happen? Okay, so these you have to learn, children. So here, that's all for today in this session. In the next session, we will see about the metals, how they react with their salts. Their salts in the sense one metal is reacting the salt of other metal. What will happen?